Hello, everybody, and welcome. I'm glad to have my good friend Michael Maffett here, Curry-Maffett Insurance, and we're going to have Lee Newsom on in just a little while. I know you're proud, a guy that come into our community, golf pro, and I know that's how you had to meet him, isn't it, Michael?
It absolutely is how I met Lee. We met, I guess, in the early 2000s when Lee had come back to the Dublin Country Club to be the golf pro. I didn't have kids at the time, and as my wife would tell you, I spent most of my weekends and afternoons at the golf course. So, yeah, it allowed me to come in contact with Lee there.
Does your game reflect that?
My game then reflected I played a lot, and my game today reflects that I have two wonderful kids and we play ball every weekend. So
That's
yes.
great. Yeah, and I see you at the ball field, and you do have two wonderful kids. And there's nothing like, as we both know, traveling around with them kids and watching them grow and the camaraderie, not only with the kids, but, you know, I've gained some great friends out at Southern Pines and across Middle Georgia, just like you have, haven't you?
It is very rewarding.
Okay, let's talk about Lee becoming a partner here at Curry-Maffett. Where did all that come from?
He actually came to work here March of 2007. I started that process in 2004, and as I tell people all the time, it took me 3 years to talk him into leaving the golf profession to come into the insurance side. Now, on a day like today, it's mid-October, it's going to be 72 degrees, no humidity today. You can understand how hard that was for him to leave the golf course when he could just go out there and do that. But he came on board in March of 2007, and I'll never forget it. My grandfather, who I grew up looking up to dearly, and who really started this thing along with Louie's father, Louie Sr. He walked in my office right after I hired Lee, and he says, "Son," he said, you can't afford him." And I said, "No, I think we can. We'll be fine," because that was the first time we had transitioned into bringing someone on of his caliber, so to speak. And what really makes you proud is about 6 months before he passed away, he walked in my office and he told me, "Michael, that's the best decision you've ever made in your life." Wow. So that was very, rewarding for me to know that he had acknowledged, because it was very important to me for him to know that I was hopefully taking this agency in the right direction. But the most important thing is we fast forward to today, and any good organization must perpetuate. And that's why we got Lee to come on board as a partner. We feel like that's the right move, and I think it's only fair that he becomes part of this team and ownership, and I think that we will hopefully continue to grow.
He is a perfect fit, Michael. I know when I come in, which is quite often, not only Lee, but you can tell what a great family business this is. And going back to y'all's forefathers, you and Louis' forefathers, grandfather and dads, but you can tell the enthusiasm, and I go in a lot of businesses, and it's not always, as you do, it's not always that way in a lot of businesses, but you can tell that the people enjoy their jobs, they have a lot of fun.
They do.
And when you're serving the community as we do, it is a lot of fun, isn't it?
It is a lot of fun. I tell them all the time. We have a family atmosphere here. I will never, as long as I'm living, have anything but that here, because we spend more time on a daily basis with the people we work with than we do, quite frankly, with our loved ones. So I think it's important to promote a healthy family-type atmosphere where, no one is nailed down to a desk. You do allow those employees, if they have children issues, if they have family issues, that they do have that time to take off and handle that. But at the same time, they'll make it up on the back end, and that's just kind of the premise upon which we live here.
Yeah. And I want to talk to Lee about it more specifically in a little while, but Michael, I don't understand this day and time with all the scams going on and the people trying to do wrong, how you pick up and call an 800 number and buy insurance, or you get on the World Wide Web, as we all can Google and do all the things with the internet. But I do not understand people that will trust somebody on the other end with banking information and Social Security numbers and more importantly, we're all individuals. My needs are different than the next person that walks in.
That's exactly right.
What's your thoughts on that?
Well, we've seen a lot of things happen in the 18 years that I've been in business. I still believe that this is what I call P2P business, person-to-person business. It's still going to be transacted on a personal level. Now, statistics would show you that there are a lot of people moving to the internet, but the statistics will also show you once those people who move to the internet have their first claim, they come back into the agency system. And the reason they do that is because they lose that personal contact. They lose the ability to come sit down at a desk in front of someone and talk to them about the problems, but rather they're dealing on a telephone call, on an 800 number, as you say, with someone that they have no idea who they are, and I'm not so sure that they really care about what they're talking to them about. So we do see the industry moving back into the agency system once that first claim occurs. Now, you're right. Each person is different. Each person has different needs. While the insurance industry seems simple, it is very, very not so simple. You know, for auto insurance, there's different limits of liability. There's state minimum limits, and then there are limits that you should carry. This agency makes a habit. We do not sell state minimum limits because nobody deserves state minimum limits, because the first time you go out and have a wreck, you're probably not going to be adequately covered. But those are the things you don't learn over the internet or on the telephone. Those are the issues that you learn when you come and sit down with a person.
Right, and when they give you the best price, and we both have lived long enough to know that the best price ain't the best deal.
There's a difference between price and cost. Price is what you pay initially, and cost is what it is when the dust settles.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? So. Well, good. Thank you for sitting down with us, Michael. And I'm knowing Lee Newsom like I do. I'm proud of him. I'm proud of his family.
Great people.
Those 3 beautiful daughters, and I wonder who runs that family with all them girls. It's not Lee, is it?
It probably is not. He has a lot of women in his house, and he does it right. He lets them take charge. I think.
Well, so, that's
wonderful,
man. Good.
So,
well, good.
I want to thank TV35. They do a wonderful job as well, and you guys have been around as long as I have. I think it started in the early '90s, and when I moved back to Dublin, y'all are a great asset to this community as well. So,
I appreciate that, and we have a great partnership. And we're going to take a break, and we're going to come back with Lee Newsom, the new partner here at Curry-Maffett Insurance.
Hello, Middle Georgia. Graham Slater for Dublin Ford, and we've got some great news for you. Did you know that Ford is the #1 selling brand in all of America? Did you know that for 37 years in a row, F-150 is the best-selling vehicle in America? How about this? How about 0% up to 60 months on the new 2014 F-150? Unheard of. Never happens with Ford Motor Credit, but 0% for 60 months with the F-150. And how about this? Bring us your trade, and we'll give you an extra $1,500 trade assistance on any old trade. Hey, AJ, what's the best-selling truck in America?
Ford, Daddy, Ford.
Remember, others call you customer. We call you friend. Come and see the good guys at Dublin Ford in downtown Dublin.
Hello, everybody, and welcome. I have with me our new partner here at Curry-Maffett Insurance, and you've been here actually for several years now, haven't you, Lee?
That's right. I've been here for 7 years, since 2007.
You better remember that date, hadn't you?
That's right.
So, and I'm in here a lot, and I see y'all just always hustling. You represent just about anything that needs insuring, don't you?
That's right. I personally am more involved with the personal lines, home and auto insurance, but I can also do commercial lines insurance, life insurance, so pretty much all your insurance needs.
Okay, and let's talk about your family. Beautiful wife, you got 3 beautiful kids, right?
That's right, 3 girls, so no football players for me, I guess. But I got Emily 14, Ella 11, and Anna 3.
Wow.
My wife Karen, who teaches out there at West Lawrence.
Well, who's the boss in the house? Not you.
That's not even a question. The math teacher is definitely the boss. I think myself and the 3 girls would certainly admit to that.
And you love playing golf, don't you?
I do. I was the golf pro out at the country club for 9 years before coming here, so still got that in my blood. Still give a few lessons here and there when asked.
I hear you. What made you swap over from being a golf pro to getting in the insurance business?
That's a good question.
You wonder some days.
Yeah, some days, especially when it's as nice as it is outside today. But no, Michael Maffett, who I got to know when I was out there at the golf course, stayed after me for about a year and a half probably, and told me what a good opportunity it would be, and turns out he was right. It's been a great move, and nothing against the country club. Still love it. Still help out there as much as I can. But it's been a great move for me and my family, especially with the girls. You don't have to work the weekends and things like that. So it's definitely a more family, better for your family.
That's
to
right.
work at a 9-to-5 type job than golf pro.
And speaking of family, it's definitely more family oriented here, but a very old family business here. So you was just a great fit for that, wasn't you?
Yeah, I mean they've been real good to me, and and it is like a family here, and certainly when you join a business like this that's shown the test of time, you feel very comfortable with your decision.
And working right across the hall, we can look out your window right here across, and you get to see Michael all day. Well, when he's here all day long.
Yeah, well, those are some disadvantages
Right.
to this job done. Yeah, like I said, Michael's the reason I came here, and he's been really good to me. And definitely, it's a partnership with he and I that I'm very thankful for.
And you heard me mention when we got started, I used the word partner. And where did that come from? You are a new partner here at Curry-Maffett. Where did all that come out?
Well, again, just Michael, offered that I could become a partner, and I certainly jumped at the opportunity. It's certainly nice to feel like you're when you do your work that you're benefiting, that you have some ownership in the game, and definitely jumped at the opportunity to be a partner.
It's a great staff. I know every time I come in, Lee, everybody, when you walk through here talking about a family business, the people seem like they really are enthused about their job. They enjoy being here, and I'm in a lot of businesses. I don't always see that.
That's right.
And as you travel around the community, you don't always see that. But where does that come from?
Well, we're going to have a good time around here, and but we're very fortunate. I mean, it doesn't take one person with a bad attitude can bring down just about anything.
That's right.
And we've been very fortunate that everybody that works here. Not just an insurance side, but we're in the same building here with the realtors and the property management people, and everybody seems to always get along and have a great time. I mean, I think it just goes back to the family-owned part of it. It's, we're not some big corporation where you're just a number. We're just a big family, and that's kind of how we operate. We just kind of have a good time like that.
Okay, when a customer comes in and needs you to take care of, you can see how busy he is. That phone, I can't believe it hadn't already rang, because before we went on the air it was ringing, so it's going to continue to ring probably. But when a customer does come in, and you said you specifically handle home and auto, of course you can handle anything, I guess, but what is the advantages of coming to Curry-Maffett?
Well, we feel like our advantages, because we're an independent agent, we're not beholden to just one company. We can shop, with several different companies and find exactly the best product for you, for the best coverage, for the best price. And we're right here, so when you do have a problem, you have someone local to help you with your service. You're not going to get on the internet or call some guy 1-800 number, who knows where, and talk to somebody. You're going to be talking to me right here in this office, right here in Dublin, Georgia. So it's that personal, local touch that we feel like is our strength. And
you hit on something, folks. I've never understood that, how you could call an 800 number or get on the World Wide Web and especially this day and time with all the scams. We read the paper every day. Somebody's being scammed, taken advantage of. You're giving them pertinent information, bank account numbers and things.
That's right.
I don't understand people that do that when you could come locally and deal with somebody, and more than that, when you got a claim.
That's right.
That's really where it comes into to task.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, I know I was just telling somebody the other day, they were telling me that they were with one of the big companies, and they were, just kind of wondering why they should come somewhere like with me. And there's someone that I see every week, and I said to him, I said, "Do you think I'm going to do you wrong? I got to see you every Sunday." So that's our point is, and why we think we're the best way to go is, we're certainly not going to purposely do you wrong, because we're going to be right here in this community for the long haul. Mm-hmm. We have been since 1902. Yeah. We plan on being here for as many more years as we can think of. So we're not going anywhere. So we're going to have to see you face to face, look you in the eye, and we're certainly not going to ever purposely treat anybody without.
And another thing I want to touch on is you don't know when you go on the website or you call that 800 number, you don't know, you may get a cheaper price. I'm not saying that, but is the cheaper price always the best deal? Which I've found out in my 54 years in life, it usually is not true, because you're missing those medical liabilities or something, that rental car service, and you don't know till you have a wreck. And you say, well, Lee, I need a rental car. Well, you could say, well, you remember we put that on there for you.
That's right.
That 800 number, well, they didn't put it on because you wanted a $39 rate or whatever.
That's right. So, we're here and we can sit here and down and talk with you about the coverages. And does everybody need every coverage? No. So, and that goes back to our being an independent agent. We can sell you the policy that has the most coverages, but hey, there are people who are on a budget that need to get by for a little while. Maybe right now they're not in a situation where they can afford the Cadillac of policies,
right.
Where we have that to offer as well. But that's the kind of one-on-one conversation you need to have, where you can decide exactly what kind of insurance do I need. Am I in for the best coverage that's out there available, or hey, I'm in a little tough spot financially here. I just need the best thing I can get for the money. So we can offer both of those, and everybody's different. Not everybody needs the same thing.
Took the words right out of my mouth. We are all different, and when you walk in this office here at Curry-Maffett, you can personalize that coverage, and like you said, we're all different. And sometimes we just can't afford. Things get tough, and you can really individualize that coverage for us.
That's right.
Well, thank you, Lee. Lee Newsom, the new partner here at Curry-Maffett Insurance. He's easy to get to. Walk in the front door, take a ride, and, like you said, he's in the community. I see him everywhere. You even see him on the football field now.
Don't tell him that.
No, I think it's something great. I've watched you officiate for years, and I'll have to say that you represent not only the association well, but our community well, because we are a community of rules, and not only in the community, but also on the football field.
That's right. Hopefully I haven't thrown too many flags on anybody's son or grandson out there.
No, you called my grandson's game, so I'm proud when I see you out there, people like you, because it's kind of like politics. We want good people involved in our political system, and we definitely want good officials. And the reason I brought it up here at the end, you do a great job. I mean, I appreciate what you do for the community, and I do see you all over the community. And thank you so much for what you do, Lee.
All right, we appreciate you having us.
Yeah, and we're proud of it. Lee Newsom here at Curry-Maffett Insurance. If you need him, you heard it a little bit earlier, independent agent, and you just come in today right here at Curry-Maffett. 100-and-something-year-old business. I mean, I think that's great. One of the oldest businesses, if not the oldest business, in Lawrence County. The Curry name has been here for many years.
Myers Equipment and Supply and Oregon Cordless Tool Systems have teamed up to provide you with great savings on power tools that are always ready, including Oregon's battery saw, hedge clipper, and string trimmer. And right now, when you buy an Oregon saw with battery and charger included, or hedge clipper with battery and charger included, you'll get an extra battery free of charge. That's a $99 value free of charge. You'll also have the opportunity to purchase Oregon's string trimmer at half off the regular price. So see Myers Equipment and Supply at 301 East Gaines in Dublin today, or call 272-7769. Myers Equipment and Supply.
I have with me Mr. Louis Curry, a great friend of TV 35, great ally of ours, and a great community servant. This is a big day for Curry, isn't it?
Very big day for us. We're excited about the changes we're making. We think it's appropriate that we do some things to grow and give better service to our customers and clients, and we think this is probably one of the best ways we can.
Well, of course, that's the question you hear around town. You say, gosh, 12-year-old company, I guess the oldest or one of the oldest in Lawrence County that I know of, makes this kind of change. But we're in an evolving world, aren't we?
Well, technology is changing everything, and certainly changing the real estate business. Everything is going to the smartphone. The younger generation, that's what they want. And in order the technology is changing so quickly, it's hard to be an independent and stay on the leading edge. And that's the reason we went with Coldwell Banker. Coldwell Banker is the leading company as far as technology. They have the most offices of any franchise. They've they're a 105-year-old company,
Wow.
so we kind of go well together, and just feel very comfortable with it. My son Will is back in here and moved back to Dublin, and he's involved in the real estate side of the business, and so that is something that he looked at, and he said, "Dad, we need to change with the times. We need to do this," and so we did.
Well, that's got to make you feel good, don't it?
Oh yeah, I've got both my sons back
Yeah.
here. Cameron is working selling commercial insurance with Michael and Lee, and Will's over on the other side of the building with me. So it's fun coming to work every day and having your two sons here to share things with and bounce things off.
And I can tell, Mr. Curry, when I come into this business, which I come quite often, I think of that old country song, Family Tradition, because y'all's forefathers built this business, and on one side it's great, and there's probably some pressure on the other side knowing what you've got to carry on because y'all's parents and grandparents have laid the groundwork and built this business.
Well, the great thing is they had a very strong foundation. So when I came back, it's been 1976 when I came back, I moved right in, and my Uncle Thomas was great to work with. He took me on as a partner from day one, treated me as an equal. So I'm trying to pass that on to my next generation, to let them have a chance to they'll make some mistakes, but they'll also do some good stuff too.
And even the people that's not in your family the employees here seem like family. When I come in, the smiles and the way they treat you, and I watch other people coming and going, it's like everybody is a part of the business, aren't they?
Well, it is. This is truly a family business, and when I say that, I mean employee-wise. Joyce Mullis came to work for this business when I was 4 years old.
Wow.
So I'll tell my age. That's 58 years. Lina Hogan has been here 51 years. Becky Meeks is, I believe, 45 or 46 years. And Christy has been with us 20 years. So we've got a lot of longevity with people that work here. And they could go work anywhere they wanted to, but they choose to stay here, and that makes you feel good.
Well, it's a great day in Dublin, and for Dublin, you teaming up with Caldwell Bankers, you've given us the reasons, but it can only help us in the market. People listening to us right now in the market for a home or insurance, auto, home. There's nothing you don't cover, boats and motorcycles. And I want to talk to Michael and Lee a little bit later, but, in this day of you're talking about the internet and things like that, it's hard for me to believe that people would go online or call an 800 number and trust people with personal information, and you'll probably agree with me, sometimes the cheapest price ain't the best deal. I've found that out in my 54 years, and you find it out the hard way sometimes. Right. But y'all, when you do come in, you can individualize things, and we're all different. I'm different than the next person that walks in, and that's the good thing about doing business with family and friends in our community.
Right. There will always be a need for a real estate agent to work with people. But 88%, the last number I saw from the National Association of Realty, 88% of home buyers go online before they ever call an agent. So that tells you've got to give them, and they want information. You used to, and newspaper ads, you used to do teaser ads, and you didn't give the price and that kind of stuff. Get them to call you. Can't do that with internet marketing. You've got to give them all the information, pictures. You got to have a film of the house. There's so much more required now, more tools, and that's what Coldwell Banker brings to the table. We could do it on our own, but wouldn't be probably as good and not as timely. So I feel like it's a good partnership that they bring a lot to the table. They give us tools. We're very actively looking for new agents that are interested in getting in the real estate business. We're going to have a school starting in January. But we're very actively looking for agents to grow this business, and the Coldwell Banker gives a great platform to train new agents, and gives them tools to work with. So we're really excited.
Well, that's great. The number's on the screen right there. If you're interested in a new career or and things are moving, I just saw the numbers yesterday. Home sales are up. Things are good, and we went through some tough times the last few years, but things are looking good in our community and across the United States.
Dublin, Lawrence County is very, very fortunate. We have been through some tough times over the last 7 years, but we've got our city and county governments work so well together, and we're getting new industries in here. We've got a lot of people looking at us. The VA hospital is growing. The medical community, we've got a lot going for us.
Oh yeah, and a lot of new industry.
There are a lot of
coming
jealous
in.
communities of Dublin and Lawrence
Amen.
County.
And we're green and growing, aren't
Green
we?
and growing. Except I'm blue today.
Mr. Louis Curry, great friend of this community. A lot of you don't know what he does for this community. I know because I'm in this particular business, but I want to thank you on behalf of the TV station and our community, Mr. Curry. You're a great friend of ours, and what you do for our community, we really appreciate
Thank you.
it.
It's a joy.
Thank you, Mr. Curry.
Thank you.
Okay.